Dear customer, thank you for purchasing SENFENG laser equipment. This installation video is relatively long, so please watch it carefully and patiently. Chapters have been added to the video, allowing you to drag the timeline and review key installation procedures repeatedly. It is recommended that you watch the entire installation video first, then follow along with the video to install the machine. Installation warning. If any problems occur during installation, stop the installation immediately and contact our after-sales personnel promptly. Installation preparation tools for SF3015 NP laser cutting machine. Installation sequence table of contents. 1. Machine bed installation and leveling. Machine feet are marked number 1 to number 6 clockwise. Facing the machine front, left guide rail equals Y1 axis. Lift the machine bed with a crane. Caution: ensure the crane is properly rated for the machine bed's weight before lifting. First, tighten the anchor nuts at the 3 corners, number 1, number 3, and number 5 of the machine bed to a uniform height. The nuts must not exceed the top of the anchor bolts. Loosen the anchor nuts at the 3 corners, number 2, number 4, and number 6, to the lowest position. When installing the anchor bolts into the machine bed, simply hand tighten the upper screws of the anchor bolts at number 1, number 3, and number 5. Fully tighten the upper screws of the anchor bolts at number 2, number 4, and number 6. The top of the anchor bolts must be fully inserted into the machine bed. As the machine bed is lowered into place, support it only with the anchor bolts at number 1, number 3, and number 5. Leave the anchor bolts at number 2, number 4, number 6 unsupported. Subsequent level adjustments will only require the modification of the nuts at number 1, number 3, and number 5. Remove the fixing blocks for the machine bed crossbeam and the laser cutting head. Place the spirit level on the guide rail or rack of the Y1 axis. Adjust the nuts of the number 1 and number 3 anchor bolts to level the Y1 axis until the bubble is centered within the range of the spirit level. Push the crossbeam to the middle position of the machine bed. Place the spirit level on the guide rail or rack of the X-axis at the midpoint. Adjust only the nut of the number 5 anchor bolt to center the bubble within the range of the spirit level. Caution: do not adjust the number 1 and number 3 anchor bolts. Loosen the top screws of the number 2, number 4, and number 6 anchor bolts to allow them to touch the ground. Tighten the anchor nuts fully upward by hand to ensure all anchor bolts support the weight of the machine bed evenly. Finally, use a 10 mm Allen wrench to lightly tighten the upper screws of the anchor bolts. Note: tighten only until all play is eliminated. Do not over-tighten. After completing the adjustment, place the spirit level on the X1, Y1, and Y2 axes to verify the levelness. If the levelness accuracy of the machine bed does not meet the specifications, repeat the previous steps to readjust the levelness. After the level adjustment is complete, weld the anchor bolts to the base plates. Warning: welding operations must only be performed by certified welders. Ensure the laser cutting machine is completely powered off. 2. Auxiliary rails, protective bellows, and monitor installation. Check the guide rails and racks for foreign objects. If any are found, clean them using an air gun. Install the 2 sets of auxiliary guide rails and their corresponding sheet metal components at the rear of the machine bed. Install the Y-axis protective bellows on both sides of the machine bed. Tighten the fixing screws at both ends of each cover. Install the protective bellows on the gantry, X-axis. Route the monitor cables through all the components of the monitor bracket in the correct order. Then assemble and install the bracket components. Secure the monitor onto the monitor bracket assembly. Connect the monitor cables. Follow the specific wire numbers to install the buzzer line, emergency stop line, HDMI cable, and monitor power cable. Install the rear cover plate of the monitor. Set up the keyboard and mouse. Install the batteries. Plug in the wireless receiver and attach the wireless antennas. Three, cable carrier and cable tray disassembly. Remove the pipe outlet cover and the cable tray covers located on the side of the machine bed. Use a flathead screwdriver to remove the top covers of the cable carrier. In the vertical section of the cable carrier, remove both the upper and lower cover plates. Hold the side plates of the cable carrier. Keep the two side plates modules parallel and open them with firm force. Disassemble and remove the quadrilateral sheet metal pots connected to the cable carrier. Remove the rectangular sheet metal pots from the cable tray. Remove the cover from the crossbeam cable carrier and open the side plates in the vertical section to facilitate cable installation. Remove the sheet metal bracket near the laser head that is connected to the cable carrier. Install the cable carrier onto the laser head assembly. Secure the carrier's sheet metal bracket to the laser head mounting plate. Remove the covers from the laser head's dedicated cable carrier. 4. Laser head and cable carrier installation. Remove the fixing screws from the storage cabinet at the rear of the machine bed and take off the cabinet door. Remove the laser head fixing screws. Route the focus axis encoder and power cables from the storage cabinet through the cable carrier to the designated laser head installation position. Carefully remove the laser head from the lower gap of the storage cabinet. Extract the fiber optic cable along a straight, unobstructed path. Critical warning: the fiber optic cable must be handled without sharp bending, kinking, or coiling throughout the entire installation process. Install the laser head and fully tighten the fixing screws. If the amplifier blocks access, remove the amplifier temporarily. Reinstall the laser head amplifier and connect its cables. Place the fiber optic cable inside the cable carrier and cable tray. Ensure the fiber is not compressed, subjected to friction, knotted, or looped. Install the focus axis power and signal cables to the laser head. Connect the water pipes to the laser head in pairs. 1 water inlet, 1 water return. Ensure each pair of side-by-side connectors forms a closed loop. Install the pneumatic lines on the laser head. Connect the black side blow gas pipe, side blow. Five, cable and piping management. Organize all electrical cables, water hoses, and gas pipes. Neatly install them into the interior of the cable carriers and cable trays. Ensure there are no bends, kinks, or knots in any of the lines to prevent mechanical failure during operation. Install the cable carrier covers. Note: pay close attention to the orientation of the covers. They are directional and must not be installed in reverse. 6. Water chiller piping installation. Route the water chiller hoses and the laser cutting machine gas pipes through the sheet metal cover plate on the rear side of the machine bed. Low temperature loop installation. Install the low temperature water hoses and secure all joints with hose clamps. Use a red hose chiller inlet low to connect the laser source outlet to the chiller, inlet low. Use a blue hose chiller outlet, low. Connect the laser source inlet to the chiller outlet, low. Normal temperature loop installation. Use a blue hose outlet, normal port, to connect the chiller's outlet, normal port, to the machine's normal temperature water inlet. Use a red hose inlet normal port to connect the chiller's inlet normal port to the machine's normal temperature water return. Safety critical. This procedure must be carried out exclusively by a qualified electrician with on-site supervision in compliance with local electrical safety regulations. 7. Power supply inspection and wiring. Measure the factory power supply to ensure stability. Verify that voltage fluctuations are within the operating range of the voltage stabilizer. If the factory main voltage exceeds the stabilizer's input range, a transformer must be used to adjust the voltage before connecting to the stabilizer. If voltage fluctuations exceed the stabilizer's tolerance, inspect the factory power supply and correct the issue before connecting the stabilizer to the main power. Confirm the following standard voltage requirements. Phase to phase. Voltage between L1, L2, L1, L3, and L2, L3 must be 380 V plus or minus 10%. Phase to neutral. Voltage between L1, L2, or L3 and neutral, N, must be 220 V plus or minus 10%. Neutral to earth. Voltage between neutral, N, and ground, PE, must be between 0 and 5 volts. Once voltage is confirmed, switch off all power, including factory main switch, machine main switch, cabinet breakers, water chiller, and stabilizer. Remove the stabilizer cover plate. Connect the factory's main power to the input terminals of the stabilizer. Note: the input and output circuits utilize the same ground, PE, and neutral terminals. Use L1, L2, L3 for live, phase wires, N for neutral, and PE for ground. Connect the stabilizer output terminals to the machine terminal block. Stabilizer output L1, L2, L3 for live, phase wires, N for neutral, and PE for ground. Turn on the factory main power switch and measure the voltage at the stabilizer input terminals. Turn on the stabilizer switch. Check the stabilizer's voltmeter to confirm it is functioning normally. Measure the voltages at the stabilizer output terminals. Connect the stabilizer output terminals to the machine terminal block. Stabilizer output U, V, W for live wires, N for neutral, and PE for ground. Connect the machine bed ports following the sequence. Live wires U, V, W, neutral, N, and ground, PE. Laser source power connection. For lasers under 3 kilowatt, the power cable is typically pre-connected at the factory. For lasers 3 kilowatt and above, connect the power cable to the stabilizer output terminals. Connect to the water chiller power. The water chiller operates on 220 volt, single-phase power, requiring only one phase of live wire L, neutral wire N, and ground wire PE. For 1.5 kilowatt laser models, connect the chiller power cable directly to the machine terminal block. For 3 kilowatt and above models, connect the chiller power cable to the stabilizer output terminals. Connect the water chiller signal cable to the reserved position on the machine terminal block. Install fan power supply. Connect the 3-phase cables U, V, W of the fan to the electrical cabinet. (8) Water chiller. Filling and commissioning. Perform the initial filling of the water chiller. Use only distilled or deionized water. Note: if the ambient temperature in the facility is below 5 degrees Celsius during installation, antifreeze must be added according to the specified ratio. Prepare a total volume of water that is 50% more than the chiller's standard capacity. Fill the tank until the water level reaches the normal mark. Turn on the water chiller. The water level will drop as it fills the external lines. Inspect all water connections for leaks, including the chiller hoses, laser source cooling lines, and the laser head cooling circuit. Power off the water chiller. Then, replenish cooling water until the liquid level aligns with the normal mark. Turn on the water chiller switch again. Monitor the water temperature and wait for it to stabilize between 20 degrees Celsius and 28 degrees Celsius. Once the temperature is stable and no leaks are found, switch on all breakers inside the electrical cabinet, the machine's main power switch, and the laser source power switch. 9. System power on and homing. Turn the key switch on the monitor bracket. Wait for the system to boot completely. Once the system is fully powered on, launch the laser cutting software. For the initial use of the equipment, close the system check interface. In the cutting software, click CNC, then click BCS 100. After entering the interface, click Monitor. Then click Return Origin to perform Z-axis independent homing. On the CNC interface, click Return Origin. Gas cylinder setup and pressure adjustment. Prepare the pressure regulators for oxygen and nitrogen cylinders. Rotate the pressure adjustment knob counterclockwise until fully loose to ensure the regulator is in a fully unloaded state before connecting to the cylinder. Connect the gas cylinders. Attach one end of the oxygen regulator to the gas hose and fully tighten the nut securely. Mount the other side of the regulator onto the oxygen cylinder. Ensure the connection is tight and verify there are no leaks in the gas circuit. Connect the nitrogen regulator to the nitrogen cylinder following the same procedure, ensuring all nuts are fully tightened and the circuit is leak-free. Use a wrench to open the nitrogen cylinder valve. Rotate the nitrogen regulator knob clockwise to adjust the pressure to approximately 2 megapascal. Use a wrench to open the oxygen cylinder valve. Rotate the oxygen regulator knob clockwise to adjust the pressure to approximately 0.6 to 0.8 megapascal. Air pressure test. On the cutting software, in the gas section, select oxygen and click blow. Then select nitrogen and click blow. The installation process of the SENFENG laser equipment has been completed. If the issue cannot be resolved using this guide, please contact our online after-sales service department or our engineer for further assistance. Thank you for your time.